Doris should be somewhere nearby.
Es provincia imperial de Rosario.
Assuming she's still here.
What are you after? Thanks very much. There you go.
Just because the heavens have gone to rack and ruin, it don't mean we have to. Now, let's get this stall set out.
It doesn't still hurt, does it?
It's been a pleasure, Doris. Just like old times.
I'll give your offer some thought, my lady.
How goes the investigation?
Sid, what brings you to Martha's Rest?
You. I heard you were out here on your own, tracking our slaver. I trust you're being careful.
Of course. And it had to be me. The bearers from the Dragon's Eyrie confirmed a long-held suspicion of mine that the slaver we've been tracking is an old acquaintance. She's no fool. If we'd come in force, she would have spotted us straight away, and then vanished without a trace.
That was her just now, wasn't it? So, was it a fruitful reunion?
I'd say so. She tried to recruit me. Seems her time in Rosaria is coming to an end. She's abducted bearers from across the region and is looking to smuggle them back into Sambrec. After her brush with those beastmen on the road to Northreach, she hired herself an Imperial escort, which she wants me to join. She's dangerous, Sid, but I think I can stop her.
Then I'm going
Ya, y
with
no
you.
sospecha para nada de la
I'll
cicatriz en
take
tu
care of
cara,
the
¿verdad?
escort. You can see
Por
the
favor.
bearers to safety.
Un poco de cerebro en
Where
este
are they?
juego.
The
Ay,
Baum
es que hay
archers
veces que
seem
no
to break
tenéis
camp.
puto cerebro.
You go on ahead. I'll follow once I've sent word back to the hideaway.
Oli, Marta.
Ah, Clive. I was just about to send for you. I'd like you to take something to Sir Wade up in Eastpool.
Vale.
Seeds for planting. Thought it was about time they started growing their own food. I'll keep providing them with whatever they need in the meantime, of course. But if Eastpool's going to survive, it's
Correcto.
got to be able to fend for itself.
Vale.
As have those poor bearers. They've lived their whole lives in servitude, but now they're their own masters. Small wonder they ain't got the
Yeah,
foggiest how to provide for themselves. So it's up to us to teach them. And if you're wondering why you, well, the Wagoneers taking supplies up that way have been coming back with more and more reports of Akashic around the village of late. Sir Wade's putting a brave face on it, but I think even he's starting to worry. And if he's likely to share those concerns with anyone, it's you.
Ok.
All right.
Sí, me
Thanks.
encargo.
Wouldn't ask if I didn't have to. There. That should be enough to keep them in Gazal Greens for a few years at least.
Gizal Greens.
Not the most mouth-watering crop, I'll admit. But they're hardy, they grow fast, and they fill a hole. Better that than something that'll wither away at first frost. And chocobos love 'em too, which is no small thing. When I say all of us need to pull together to get Eastpool back on its feet, I mean all of us. They ain't exactly succulent, but cook 'em right and they're just about bearable.
I'll take your word for it.
Anyway, Sir Wade'll know what to do with them. And if he don't, well, I'll go up there and show him myself.
I'm sure you will.
Vamos a Eastpool. Habrá que matar a un par de acásicos, seguramente. A ver, Wade. ¿Dónde estás?
Ah, Lord Rossfield. What brings you to Eastpool?
A delivery from Martha.
These are Gazal green seeds. Martha's keen to cut the apron strings then, is she? I jest, of course. You see, I had thought we might be able to revive the old wheat fields, but they'd long since gone to seed, only without the seeds.
Martha was hoping you might be able to show the bearers how to plant and tend these, so that they'll be able to fend for themselves.
That's not a bad idea. These bearers had only recently escaped their bonds before we brought them here. They know little of freedom, of providing for themselves and their loved ones. Unless we teach them how to live like free men, I fear that all we have achieved in bringing them here is to exchange one master for another. Not that myself and the Guardians have been the best example to them so far, subsisting almost entirely on Martha's charity as we do. It's about time we all start to provide for ourselves, bearers and Guardians alike.
¿Vas a tener una pesadilla, Ori?
Unfortunately, we've been a little too busy of late to focus on much besides bolstering our defenses. There have been alarming reports of...
The Horde is closing in. They're coming, so wait, all of them.
Time it all. I thought we'd have more time. Gather the men in the square. Send to the rest for reinforcements.
Yes, Sir Wade.
The Horde.
A Kashek, a veritable legion of them. They've been seen prowling around the northern reaches for a while now. We don't have the numbers to hold back a swarm that size. I had hoped to build a perimeter wall so that myself and the Guardians might be able to defend the village, but...
Now you're out of time.
Precisely. If reinforcements from the rest arrive before they do, we may just scrape through, but I fear that's rather an enormous if.
What if you could call on reinforcements from Eastpool?
You mean the bearers? We brought them here so they might live, not die, fighting for their lives.
So wait. You said you lack men to defend the village. Are the bearers not men? Do they not wish to see Eastpool saved? Though they may not be trained soldiers like your Guardians. What help they are able to offer could still prove the difference between victory and defeat.
You're right, my lord. I will... appeal to them.
Venga, menos diálogo y más batalla. Vamos, vamos.
My friends, I humbly beg your aid. We Guardians are few and our enemies many. But I swear we can defeat them with you at our side.
You would send us to the slaughter, to serve as bait for those fiends so that you and your men might be spared. And to think we trusted you. Say what you will, a home is not worth dying for.
But it is worth fighting for. Sir Wade fights to give you lot a chance. Just like I do. Just like Sid does. We all wanted to give you a home where you could be free. And you got one, didn't you? This place, Eastpool. This is your village. Your home. And if you don't fight to protect what's yours, you'll lose it. You know I'm right. This world wants to take everything from you. Everything.
Es la muralla de cuerpos.
Your homes, your freedom, your very lives. So then, are you going to stand by and let that happen to you? Are you going to accept fate like good little Bran did and die, having never stood up for yourselves? Or will you fight like free men and women?
Marta's Dios. Marta's Dios.
What are you doing?
All right. Give me a sword. I never dreamt I'd have a home of my own.
And now that I have, I don't want to lose it. I will protect what's mine, or die trying.
We all will. Free men and women, fighting together. For Eastpool! For Eastpool! Thank you, Martha.
Don't mention it. Just promise me one thing. That you'll show them how freeborn fight.
Gladly.
Por lo que he entendido, éter. Ahora bien, los portadores son personas que son capaces de utilizar magia sin el
Well, if it was
sin
numbers you were
necesidad de
lacking,
utilizar un
you certainly
cristal
won't be now.
como catalizador.
Thanks to you.
Me? Oh, I just love the sound of my own
Entonces los
voice.
marcan, los
Lord
llaman
Rosfield,
portadores y los
my
tratan
lady.
como esclavos.
We're ready.
So what's the plan of action?
We'll divide our forces into several small detachments, each
Y
made up of
realmente es
guardians,
eso, pueden usar
bearers,
magia, o
and
sea, son
guards
más
from the
fuertes que una
rest.
persona normal. Porque
These will
pueden usar
position
magia.
themselves at strategic points around the village.
Pero como los han
Upon
tratado como
engaging
esclavos
with the
toda su vida,
Akashic,
pues...
each detachment will keep the creatures occupied as best they can, steadily retreating all the while.
You're going to lure them into the village?
I am. We will have neither the time nor the resources to treat the wounded, so injuries must be avoided at all costs. Instead, we will focus purely on defense at first. By coordinating our withdrawal through the use of messengers drawn from among the bearers, we will aim to have the swarm converge at a point of our choosing. With luck, that point will be the village square, the perfect place for our most able warriors to surround them and fall upon them, and for you and I to finish them off.
A sound plan, but one that'll require a leader with a cool head and strong nerves to coordinate the retreat. I'd say you have both in abundance, Wade, but you'll be needed. Please, leave the last of the fighting to me.
Ha! And let you have all the glory?
Sir Wade! They're here!
Then you know what you must do. We work together, everyone playing their part,
Oye,
each shielding the other that no man might fall, that Eastpool might live on. For Rosaria!
For Rosaria!
We've no time to argue, my lord. I'll do as you ask.
And I will do as you ask.
Suppose we'd better do our bit too then, eh?
Right you are, Martha.
¿Te va a pegar con los acásicos con la sartén? La puta ama.
The calm before the storm. And here it comes. I will not let this village fall. This one.
Va a venir un dragón, me está fascinando. Era necesario.
This one. Go, Torgal. Attack. Sick 'em. Too slow.
Igual no viene un dragón. Menos mal.
Looks like that's the last of them.
Lord Rossfield! Change of plan!
What is it?
Owl from the rest. An Akashic curl's been sighted on Rhiannon's ride and is headed in their direction.
Well, the better half of her guard is here. So wait, how many Akashic remain in East Pool?
Hard to say. My men are still facing some resistance, but I think the worst is behind us. I could order a detachment or two to fall back and...
No. Let them finish the job. You stay here too, Sir Wade. Your men need you. I'll go after the Curl.
Vamos a por el Bengal.
Join me only when East Pool is won.
If you're sure, my lord. May the Founder protect you.
¿Dónde está? Uy, corre.
Next one's mine. I might...
This one! Over here!
Vamos, vamos. ¿Cuánto me falta para mejorar la habilidad? ¿Qué tengo con...? Que no lo uso prácticamente. Las pocas veces que lo he usado. Better. Better. Ahí. Hola.
There it is. With me, Torgal. Over here. This one.
Vandergal. depender mucho de lo que tenga Odín, ¿eh?
All right. Back to Eastpool.
No me disgusta, pero al final como para esquivar utiliza.
Lord Rossfield, the Curl, is it?
It's dead.
Thank the Founder for that. And for you, my lord. We were able to eradicate the rest of the Horde. I have guardians posted around the village to keep watch for further attacks, but all seems quiet for now. I hesitate to say it, but I think it might be over.
I think it might.
We did it. We saved Eastpool. Thank you, my friends. Thank you.
No, Sir Wade. It's us who should be thanking you. You brought us together. Showed us what it means to fight for what you hold dear.
We never had nothing to call our own before. We didn't know what it meant to protect it, but now we do. We really do.
Forgive us, Sir Wade. You and your people saved us, and still we doubted you. But there's no doubt in my mind anymore. We're free men now, so we have to start acting like it. We have to fight to protect what's ours, to protect Eastpool.
And we shall. We all shall. Together. This is our home. And if anyone or anything tries to take it away,
Qué bien hecho está
they'll have
la
us
luz
to answer
ambiente.
to.
Cuando se mueven
Come
las
on, then.
nubes, da el sol, no sé qué.
Let's get to
Está
work.
muy bien.
This village isn't going to rebuild itself.
They're not slaves anymore.
no. They're Rosarians. Your father took pity on the bearer's plight, and I believe if he were still with us today, this is what he would have wanted.
I believe you might be right.
I shall remain here, my lord, and do what I can to help rebuild the village. After all, this is my home now too, and I could hardly call myself an Eastpoolian if I didn't pull my weight.
I think you'll find it's Eastpudlian, Sir Wade. But you should be proud all the same. I'll have to pull my weight too. Can't have the rest getting outclassed. Speaking of which, I ought to be getting back.
Can we continue to count on your support, Martha?
Of course, and I'll be counting on yours too. Us Rosarians have got to stick together, haven't we?
Indeed we have.
And Clive, come by the Golden Stables when you get the chance. I ain't paid you for delivering them seeds yet.
All right. I will.
Lord Rossfield, do you remember our very first
Como
mission
para
together?
olvidarme del puto molvo de los
Clearing the
cojones nada
goblins
más
from the
empezar el
Stillwind
juego.
marshes.
How could I forget?
There's one sight that I shall never forget. You, facing off against that giant marble. Not a trace of fear on your face. Since that day, there have been more than a few times when I felt like giving up. When the odds seemed so stacked in the enemy's favor, I thought I may as well just lay down my sword and surrender. But every time, I would think back to the look in your eyes that day and remember what it means to be a shield. Know that whatever trials Eastpool may face, I shall never lose courage. Thanks to you.
So Wade, you have always been a true shield. I know that Eastpool, and indeed all of Rosaria, will be safe in your hands.
Thank you, my lord. I know the rest of the world will be safe in yours.
I'll do my best.
Vale.
The hero returns. It's lucky you came by when you did, eh? Not only did my seeds get delivered, but you went and saved Eastpool and all.
I just did what I could.
And it's only right that you get rewarded for it. Take it before I change my mind.
Thank you, Martha.
So, Eastpool's finally back on its feet again. And a home to free bearers. Who'd have thought we'd see the day, eh?
Well, it was your idea.
I know that, but I never stopped to think what it would mean. Bearers in charge of themselves, thinking for themselves, working for themselves. Like your hideaway, but not even hidden away. Though I suppose the rest ain't much different nowadays. You know, bearers living free like that reminds me of when I first met Sid. Loath as I am to recall that particular day.
I take it you didn't always see eye to eye. What happened?
Well, if you really want to know, I started doing what I do long before I met Sid. In fact, that's how I met him. Or at least how he came to meet me. He showed up at the stables one day, asking questions about who'd been buying up bearers. Founder knows what he thought I was doing with them. Running a hunt, poking around in their innards. Something awful anyway. Me, I thought he was a new constable. Thought the game was up. But somehow we both managed to work out what each other was about. And before I knew it, the cheeky arse was rattling on at me about how I was doing it all wrong. After all my hard work. Told me I was giving them relief, but not freedom. That my bearers were still dying as slaves. Got right under my skin, it did. Told him if he didn't like it, he could bugger off and report me to the garrison. And do you know what he did? He smiled. And then he laughed. And then I did the same. We made a pact that day, that whenever one of us was in need, the other would always be there for him.
And you were?
Well, we both wanted the same thing. To make life better for bearers. Just like your dad. Do you know I was born right around the time Elwyn became Archduke? Growing up, I saw how he tried to change things. He certainly didn't lack for ambition, that one.
Indeed. But the loftier one's ambitions, the harder they are to achieve. Which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps need to finish what people like Sid and my father started.
Suppose you're right, aye. And if we don't manage it, there's always them who come after us. Good thing we've got a few half-decent sorts waiting in the wings, eh? It's almost enough to give you a little bit of hope.
Just a little.
Anyway, enough nattering. Better get back to work. Let's see about making everyone some dinner, shall we? The least the folks who saved Eastpool deserve is a hot meal. And you and me ain't gonna save the world on an empty stomach neither.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
Misión cumplida. Venga. Una menos. Cartel de la chocoberiza. A ver, ahora por esta. Hombre, Tian, te has cambiado el nick. ¿De qué estilo quieres que te recomiende un juego? Felices siestas y todo eso. ¿Cómo lo llevas?
Good. They haven't broken camp yet. How did Doris come to know a slaver, I wonder?
We've waited long enough. She's not coming. Ready the bearers. We're leaving.
Back to civilization, is it, Mom?
With all haste. Lest any of you lackwits start talking like these
El
feckless
Cyberpunk con la
bumpkins.
expansión
I presume your men are
se
ready.
parece más a lo que
We've suffered too many
prometieron que iba a
delays
ser el
as it
juego.
is. Any more and I'll be docking your
Puede
pay.
estar guay. El Alan Wake 2
Yes,
tengo
Mom.
entendido que está bastante bien.
Oh, but before you go,
Cualquiera de los
it appears
dos.
we have
A ver, el
company.
Cyberpunk es muy
Kill him.
de perderse y el Alan Wake es más lineal.
You're welcome to try.
Ahí ya... Seguro que pude decir en cualquier server más o menos horas.
All yours, Torgal.
Qué bien esquivo, joder. Fíjate. ¿El Alan Wake no es un poco exigente en recursos? Sí. Según cómo te gestiones tú. Lo mismo te pregunto yo hace 2
So
horas
much for
he
your
decidido
escort.
terminar esta secundaria sin
You'll
cerrarlo,
forgive me for
pero
not
llevo 2 horas
avenging my
haciéndolas,
men.
no es mi problema.
I'm not the swordswoman I used to be. I surrender. Do with me as you
En la flor de la
wish,
vida estoy,
Sid
efectivamente.
the outlaw.
Sid.
Ah, Doris. I take it you're not here to rescue me from our brooding renegade? You
Es
know,
por fin la última misión
I
secundaria.
always wondered where you'd vanished to.
Antes de irme a
Casting your lot with this criminal of all people.
Better
realidad quiero
fighting for a
seguir jugando.
cause than killing for coin. I'm sorry, Sid. I should have told you sooner. This woman, my former master,
Espero no verte
once
cuando me
trained bearer
despierte.
children to be weapons in service of the highest bidder. She raised me like a daughter, and I did terrible things
¿Qué
to earn
dices?
her favor.
It wasn't all terrible. Surely. We had our fun, too. You were always so eager to learn, and had such clever hands.
Yo no lo tengo tan claro.
All my other children took either to the blade or to the books. Always either or. But
Tal cual,
you
Tian, tal cual. Pero eso
proved
pasa en
yourself a
todos los
master
juegos
of
al final.
both. That's why I kept you for my own. How about it, my little dagger? Care to swear that blade to me
El
again?
debate fue hace un
I
rato.
never swore my blade to you, nor will I ever. I fight for a higher cause, to liberate the bearers of this world. Farewell, Master. Thank you for making me the weapon I am.
You always were a righteous child. Perhaps that's the reason I loved you so.
¿La vais a dejar irse? Así sin más. Es una esclavista.
What do you
Señores.
want to do with her?
I am not the killer she wanted me to be. Not anymore. And she no longer has friends in high places. The Dame
Y
does,
Navidad,
though.
pues como un día
Her
cualquiera.
connections at the Imperial Court will see that justice
Yo
is
no
done.
celebro la Navidad.
All right. If you're certain.
I am. And thank you for everything.
No tengo
Now,
motivos para
I better let these
celebrarla por
bearers know
ahora.
that
Sí.
they're safe.
Nada, celebro.
And I should head back to the hideaway and put Cole's mind at ease.
¿Ya? ¿Ya no hay más misiones? Oh, ha vuelto solito a la guarida. Es mal que he dejado esta para el final porque entonces me van a perder.
Welcome back, Sid. Doris's message just arrived. I hear you saved more bearers from being smuggled across the border.
With any luck, they'll be joining us in the hideaway shortly. Oh, and your letter. You don't need to worry about Doris anymore.
I'd been hoping as much. She mentioned one or two things in her report. So the slaver we'd been chasing all these months was her former master. Wish I'd known. She's been arrested, by the way, over in Sunbreak. Went quietly, or so we're told. And she won't be getting off lightly. The Empire may have no love for bearers, but it's none too fond of black market traders either. Can't have been easy for Doris.
I'm sure it wasn't. But don't worry. She'll be all right.
I hope so. Suppose you should know, eh? You had quite the past yourself before you came here, or so I understand. Anyway, thanks again, Sid. The Cursebreakers would be lost without Doris. And you, of course.
Keep up the good work, Cole.
Mi consejo galán es el de antes. Preguntar y pecar de despistado. Y en todo caso disculparte por ser despistado. Al final yo aprendí por las malas.
Come back.
Pero están ahí al baño y me llamas.
Oh, don't tell me we've run out of Clive.
Aquí la está arreglándole la vida sentimental a galán.
Come again.
Es que es verdad esto.
Oh, don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
Hostias. A ver, señores. Hagan magia.
The man himself. We were just about to make a start on that sword I promised you.
It's funny, but none of this would have been possible without your help. You remember Camille? We'll be using his leatherwork for the grip.
Uh-huh.
The steel, meanwhile, will be tempered in a fire, burning the cinders you charmed out of old Zoltan here. And that whetstone from the Outer Isles, that'll be what gives the blade its edge.
Vale.
And the final flourish will be my talented colleagues' engraving.
A team effort led by the greatest blacksmith alive.
Now, save that talk till the thing's finished, yeah? Right. I'm ready if you are.
To the bellows it is, then.
Buenas noches.
Well, bugger me. We actually did it.
The sword to end all swords. Ragnarok.
It's quite something.
I trust you'll take good care of it.
Se parece a la inicial de Clive, pero en negro.
Both of you.
So, does this make you pair the greatest craftsman alive, then?
This? Nah. This was just following the footsteps of the greats of old. It'll take more than that to earn us our place in history. But we're up for the challenge. Here.
A list of materials.
Zoltan and I got talking on the long road back from Dravost.
We reckon with those items there,
vale.
We could craft something even
Eso es
better
Artema,
than
¿verdad?
Ragnarok. Something worthy of a legendary outlaw like yourself.
That's a weapon I'd like to see. You leave this list with me.
I was hoping you'd say that.
One legend at a time, eh, lads? Before you start on the next, who fancies raising a cup to friendship reforged?
Total para cual, mira.
Good idea. No more drinking to forget my past. It's about time I had something to celebrate.
Then tap the kegs! Vulcan's boys are on their way!
¿La espada es mejor que la que tengo? Diseño de Rotterdam. ¿What? Una espada capaz de matar muerte a los mismísimos dioses. Y me dan Ragnarok 3.25. Has conseguido el diseño de Rotterdam. Hablar alemán. No sé cómo se pronuncia eso. A ver. Es mejor. Ya es legendario.
Trouble with your gear, or... I never fought me, and if it hadn't been for you, we wouldn't. So, what'll it be?
No creo, no lo sé. No creo. Nada. Necesito 2 oricalcos más, acero oscuro y cuerno de batalla primitivo. Vale, lo de abajo es por escorias. Los oricalcos, ¿de dónde cogemos los saco? ¿Juego? No lo sé, Tian, porque estoy terminando el final porque ya lo empecé en directo y no me gusta dejar las cosas a medias. Pero he estado como 4 meses sin hacer stream porque no se me apetece. Sí, luego llego y me marco un 12 horas así. Viernes noche finamente, pero no se me apetecía. De hecho, no solo no se me apetecía abrir stream, porque tampoco se me apetecía jugar. O sea que 2 por 1. Así que no creo. Después del Final Fantasy XVI, no sé si voy a volver a abrir directo.
So, is it good news or bad?
Good, thankfully. Here.
That's brilliant! Thanks a blimmin' million! I'll fit 'em to the smelter right away!
Pues para no apetecer jugar, la pechada está siendo intensita. Sí. Esta semana que me he puesto a jugar... Bueno, a ver, el juego me gusta y quiero saber lo que pasa y quería que se liara con etcétera. Entonces te dan ganas de jugar. Pero no quería jugar a nada. Nada,
She's a beauty.
De abrir un juego, que se pasase la cinemática del juego y cerrarlo porque no quería jugar. No.
It's fine, really. My bag's flexible enough already.
Oh, don't say that. I'm sure I can make a few improvements to it yet.
You could just buy me a bigger...
How about that clasp? Looks a bit stiff. Reckon you could loosen it up and make some more room? And I reckon I know how. With a new alloy we've been working on. The Telemon furnace was just what we needed to perfect it. It's a metal, see? So it's lovely and strong, but it's also, well...
Stretchy metal.
That is the spirit. You'll love it, I promise.
Además, posiblemente si streameo el Revis me pase el stream llorando. Y mejor que no.
So, what do you reckon?
¿Qué has hecho?
It's...
No sé lo que ha hecho.
Actually quite ingenious. Thank you, Owain.
Shh, don't mention it. You earned it. And I wanted to get some practice in using that metal anyway. Reckon we'll have a walk. Can't think of any right now, but that's our job, innit? Dreaming up new ways to make life easier around here. Maybe even out there, too.
Porque gran parte del juego es con Zack. Y ya lloré mucho cuando no lo mataron en el anterior.
You mark my words.
They'll hardly believe their eyes, I'm sure.
De hecho, lloré mogollón cuando pensaba que se lo iban a cargar y luego no lo hicieron y fue como, hijos de puta, estáis hundiendo la vida. Ah, puedo llevar aún más objetos que son. aún más. Vale, creo que ahora por fin he terminado con las misiones secundarias. Entonces... vamos a hablar de esta tía.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper.
A
Is
ver, no
everything
sé
we've
si hay más
received
misiones
and
secundarias,
everything
imagino que
promised?
sí, pero es que... De hecho sí, sí que hay.
Come again. I may have
No
more
tengo
for you.
bugueas.
How may
Coger
I
la
help you
recompensa.
today, Clive? You earned this.
Vale, tiene pinta de que estas son las últimas recompensas. Al menos hay misiones secundarias hasta conseguir 1000 puntos más.
All done?
No, porque no solo me dan estos puntos con las secundarias.
Fancy a look at the list, do you? Quick look. Think you can help?
Nada. Este, solo tienes el dragón, ¿verdad? Por un casual el dragón será la última escoria. Como que ha completado el cuadro, ¿no? Dragón. Voy a comprar. Y así ya tengo limpio. Lo dejamos.
Covered in nicks and lumps, the lot of them. It's a wonder they can still walk.
Back. Oh, don't tell me we've run out of Pepio nuts and all.
Still alive, are ya?
No, tienen
If
que
you're gonna
faltarme
buy
más
some, be quick
escorias.
about it.
Porque si no, no podría hacer las armas.
You'll not find a better price than
Me
that.
faltan escorias.
You're
Debe
rubbing me
estar
blind, you know.
Otro continente.
Finished, are ya?
Tiene sentido. Tiene sentido. Bueno, y si no, investigaré. Bueno, pues nada, lo dejamos por aquí. Y el próximo día avanzamos con la misión principal y espero que me dejen avanzar un poco con las principales antes de volver a darme 25.000 secundarios. Porque lo de ahora ha sido horrible. Me han pasado 25.000 pueblos. A ver, vamos a aprender esto. No puedo hacer esto. Estas son las de atacar. Atacar, vamos para. Vale. Esta la vamos a terminar cambiando. Esta... Queda ver qué hace Odín. Yo creo que le saco más provecho a esto que a... Pero queda ver qué hace Odín. Vale. Tú te aclaras, ¿no? Yo me aclaro. Me aclaro, tranquilo. Falta ver qué es lo que hace Odín, que es el icon que nos queda. A ver si me convence más su habilidad o no. Entonces vamos a aprender esto. Faltan un montón todavía para poder usarlo, pero... Poniendo. Vale. Daría... Ítems... Daría... Quito los materiales de las escorias para poder construirme el equipo legendario. ataque. Esto son 30 segundos más de usar la píldora. Está decente. $7 de ataque. Está decente. No sé qué es el ímpetu exactamente en este juego. Equipar habilidades y icons al azar. No. Optimizar equipo, mantener. Han optimizado 2 piezas de equipo. Puesto incrementa el ataque en 2. E incrementa el ataque en sí. Dado defensa. Prefiero tener. O la mierda esta. Lo que quiere decir que el juego considera que el anillo del perro es top. Vale. Pues ya está. Ahora sí. Listo y preparado para el próximo día. Nos falta un cristal, un icon y Artema. Y reventaremos caras. No voy a hacer raid porque no sé si hay gente por ahí o no. Si la hay, están locos, que se vayan a dormir.